Where's the music at? There we go. Back it up, back it in. Let me begin. I came to win. Good morning, traders. What's up and what's going on? Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. It is February 3rd. We are officially 3 days into the month of February, and I'm very excited and fired up to be back to make it happen. I tell you what, team, it's been a pretty rough couple days for Joshy Poo over here. It's been a couple rough days, but hey, I'm looking to make it happen today, bounce back, start seeing some green, start hitting some base hits, and locking in some great profits, guys. So how we all doing? Hit me with a good morning. Real Lil Spaz in chat. Rebecca, Dougie, how are we doing today on this beautiful Thursday? I hope you guys had a wonderful evening, and I hope you guys are having an awesome morning, that you guys are ready to rock and roll and attack this day. Over on YouTube, what's up, Joey, Curtis, Raymond, Diego, Steven, Brian, Caesar, what's up, Mutaz, Moo, how we doing? Chris, what's up, buddy? Jared, Angel, good morning, traders. I hope you guys are doing great today. We're gonna go ahead and dive into it, what we have going on. Right now with penny stocks, not a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty slow morning. As you guys can see, I am down $1,193 on ticker BON. BON, decent little setup this morning. I caught it too late. I said, hey, we have earnings. It's fading and falling. If I start to see volume move in at 7 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and jump on in. And by the time I got the entry, I was like 15 cents later than I was expecting to get in. And by the time I got out, I lost a decent amount of money on that one. And so I saw the break of the downtrend here on BON off that level of support. We saw the volume move in. So again, I went long, and it's just not doing anything. So sitting here beating a dead horse with penny stocks, I feel like, right? Sitting here, beating a dead horse with penny stocks, right? Good setups, volume's coming in, everything's looking good at that point in time. And things just aren't making those moves. Not consistent. So again, right now, I'm taking a small little loss, but hey, I'm going to bounce back, dig out of that hole, and make it happen. So nothing but positive vibes, Dougie. Positivity, motivation. Woo! Let's make it happen today, traders. You guys fired up? Because I am fired up today, guys. All right, let's go ahead and break down our penny stock watch list for the day. Number one, we got KAVL. KAVL Innovations Group announces U.S. Court of Appeals had granted a judicial stay of marketing denial order to BIDI Vapor. Okay, so wins a judicial stay of FDA's marketing denial order. That to me doesn't really scream excitement, right? We're not seeing phase 2 trials, phase 3, meeting primary endpoints, positive cancer-related news, really those keywords that get these stocks going, that bring the hype in. This thing really doesn't get me excited personally here on KAVL, but sometimes we see these stocks rip and run, and they're the most random, worst news as well. So we do have KAVL with some news this morning. Something just happened with my scanners. Not sure what's going on there. See if we can get these to load back up. Let me try and reload these real quick, guys. Have anything? There we go. Fantastic. So KAVL trading 3.2 million shares on average. Normally trades just below 900,000. It's a lower float stock as well. It has news. Let's watch this for a break over the 50 SMA here, team. All right, around the 85 to 86 cent level here on KAVL. And if we can break that level, we do have some room to $1 today on ticker KAVL. So we do have some news, pretty weak news, nothing that really excites me. But again, we have a lower float stock, it's trading volume, and we do have about 13 cents to the upside. Once again, breaking 86 cents resistance, we could definitely see this up towards around $1. We just got to sit back and see where traders decide to go today. What stock are they going to land on? What's going to be that number one stock of the day? Honestly, we've been finding that number one stock after 10 o'clock. Usually the first 15 to 30 minutes, things are pretty choppy. Things are inconsistent. And then we start to see traders really land on 1 to 2 stocks. And then we have a little bit of consistency. Yesterday was a pretty rough day, but hey, today's a brand new day full of brand new opportunities. We'll definitely see what we have in store. So we're definitely going to watch KAVL. Again, currently up 33% here in pre-market. We also have BCDA. We want to keep on watch above $2. So BCDA currently up about 31% after receiving FDA breakthrough device designation. That's a much better press release comparing that to KAVL. So right now we do have BCDA. This is a 12 million in float stock. It's trading very good volume as well, team. 160,000 shares on average. Today trading 5.7 million shares with good news, again, compared to what we saw on KAVL, and it's a low float stock as well. Over $2, BCDA has room to $2.55. Now, if we crack below $2, we could see it come back down towards around that 185 to 189. But ideally, to show some strength here on BCDA, I'd like to see this stay above $2. Again, breaking over those pre-market highs. We do have some room to $2.55. And then possibly up to that 200-day moving average at $3. So again, we got some good news. Low float, high relative volume, over $2 looks good. The $2.55 and over $2.55, potentially up to $3. Next, our lowest float stock of the day, ticker BON, trading 2.7 million shares, and on average it trades 248,000. So this stock as well has high relative volume. We can see that here today. There's a lot more volume than normally what's traded on average. And it's the lowest float stock as well, coming in at 2 million. So if traders are looking at low floats to get going today, traders get to see ticker BON. It has the volume. It's currently up 30%. It's 2 million in float. This is the one stock that could rip and run, ticker BON. So why is this stock up? They reported FY21 EPS 68 cents versus 58 cents year over year. So we have BON moving on up once again off of that press release, all right? Low float stock, high relative volume. Support right now is right around 414. As you guys know, I took the trade here this morning. Okay, I had 2 trades so far on ticker BON. Stock's pulling back, pulling back. We find this level of support right around 440. We can see here that we put in a decent little double bottom. We had support, and I said, hey, if we see volume start to move in around 7 o'clock, I would definitely look to get involved here. So again, what happens right at 7 o'clock? We start to see a lot of volume moving in. So I'm looking to scalp this up towards around that VWAP, up towards around $5. I'm getting in, and then immediately dropped on off. Within seconds, did not hold on up, did not get that move to 5. I cut it, I got out, I walked away. Sitting back, relaxing, looking to see where BON's going to hold support. Comes down towards around this 414. Another level of support here on BON, post-market lows. We come down and bounce, we see volume move on in, breaking above the downtrend with a little bit of volume. I went ahead and took it long right around that 440. I'm still currently holding 5,000 shares of BON at 440. 440, looking to see this higher low reversal back above 450 for that next leg on up if we can see that take place. And I'm a little iffy. I'm not very confident simply because penny stocks have not been consistent. So I do have a lack of confidence here with BON. I don't know if it's going to get that move. It was a technical break of the downtrend. We had the volume above support. I mean, there's a couple separate reasons for me to get my feet wet here, but it has not done anything, excuse me guys, since I made that entry. It's just sitting sideways. It's flat, little to no volume. All right, team. So right now, BON, we'll see if this is the #1 stock of the day. It is the lowest float stock. Again, it's trading some pretty good volume in comparison to its average volume. It's not the best press release, but there is a catalyst, right? There's a reason for this stock to be up, and there's definitely a reason for traders to be looking at ticker BON, and let's see if traders can get this stock going, all right? We do have a couple back burners today, team, all right? Actually, before we go into that, ZEV, my bad. Last but not least, ticker ZEV. Shares are trading higher after the company reached an agreement with General Motors to be the first GM specialty vehicle manufacturer to provide fully electric Class 3, Class 6 commercial vehicles. So we do have collaboration and an agreement with General Motors in regards to EV, I think it's small trucks, if I'm not mistaken. Small, mid-size, medium-duty trucks. So again, we have some collaboration news, ZEV with General Motors. So we do want to watch ticker ZEV as well. Now, ZEV is up from around 435 to 591. Trying to find ZEV here. Oh, here we go. It's up 13%, right? 13%. It's trying to find the float. It's a 30 million in float stock. All right, so it's low enough. The stock could move. We just don't really have a lot of volume compared to some of these other stocks. We're trading 1.1 million shares. On average, you trade right at 1 million. So we don't have the high relative volume like we have with KAVL, BCDA, or BON. And we really don't have the volume in comparison to those other stocks as well, right? KAVL is trading 3 million shares. BCDA is trading 6 million shares. So again, we just don't have the volume right now on ZEV. We're definitely lacking trading more than the average as well. I mean, we have great news, so we should definitely keep ZEV on watch, but we just need some more focus, and we definitely need some more volume here on ZEV before we can see this thing start moving on up. We do have some room to 570 and then $6 today over on ZEV with support right now around $4.80. Support simply off of yesterday's spiking high. And if we want to pull this down just a little bit to around Tuesday's spiking high, that would be right around 467. So I would say light support, not the best, but levels that you want to see ZEV stay above. I would say right around that 467 to 480. We can see the stock break back above $5 and see some volume move in. We do have some nice room back up to 534 and then potentially $5.70 here on ZEV. But again, lack of volume, lack of consistency, not really moving. And I mean, that's really across the board with a lot of these penny stocks, right? Some have good volume, low floats, decent news. But we look at all of these penny stocks here in pre-market, there is just not a lot going on at this point in time. So right now, tread lightly, play it safe, wait for that one stock to really steal the attention. Let that stock prove itself, right? Build your plan, get prepared, let's make it happen. But right now, there is nothing really appealing here in pre-market to start our day off. All right, so maybe we're looking at the SPY and the Qs and some of these other larger cap stocks, but I do want to talk about some back burner stocks, guys. Okay, so we do have SNPX for a possible mid candle breakouts. Okay, above 893, breaking back above yesterday's close of 920 is where I would expect to see some good volume start to move in, pushing the stock back up over 10 to $10.60 there on SNPX. So right now we have a nice little mid candle breakout, but we have an even better mid candle breakouts here on BFRI. Okay, so once again, looking for the stock to break above yesterday's close. Where was yesterday's close? Right around $4. So we're looking for BFRI to break back above 4, That's where I would expect to see some volume move in. That would get this mid candle going back up towards around 445 and then $5 here on BFRI. So we do have two nice back burner stocks, SNPX for a possible mid candle and BFRI for the possible mid candle breakout as well. All right, so we have about 4 stocks with news, with reasons to be moving today. These stocks are doing nothing. We do have 2 stocks on our back burner watch list, possibly setting up for mid candles, doing nothing right now. Again, starting our day, sit back, relax, wait to see where traders go, look to see where the volume's at, where's the focus, where's the attention. Wait for the stock to prove itself. Make sure you're not getting into a trade just to watch it dump on off. That's been a pretty consistent thing with penny stocks lately. Good setup, we're jumping in, it's not working out, they fade and fall. I mean, how many rug pulls do we see on these penny stocks? So many rug pulls lately. So again, play it safe. Understand these market conditions. Market conditions are not great for penny stocks. Penny stocks are very, very, very hard to trade. So if you don't like them, if you don't like the price action, you're not liking those market conditions, do not trade penny stocks, because once again, someone that's been trading penny stocks for a very long time, it's even challenging and very tough for me. So sit back on your hands, be patient and be smart and wait for your trade. Do not rush anything. Do not force anything. Do not take an unnecessary loss. All right. What do we got going on with the SPY? I mean, Corey, we were spot on, buddy, right? We were absolutely crushing the TA. So thank you, Meta. Thank you, Spotify. Thank you, earnings last night. Thank you, stocks, for dumping on off, which allowed us to hit our level of resistance to the penny. And we actually saw the SPY immediately down to 454, right now at 451. What was that key level of resistance, right? We had some prior resistance here, right? Some prior support, which was AKA turning into new resistance. But the biggest thing that I was seeing was this multi-week downtrend, right? We have this nice downtrend here on the SPY. We're moving up into the downtrend with less and less and less volume, showing a little bit of weakness. And what did we do yesterday? We hit the downtrend nearly to the penny. And then these earnings falling on off, Facebook down 20%, Spotify down 30, 40 bucks. I mean, absolutely insane. And we saw the overall market become affected by that as well. Again, immediately we saw the SPY go from that 458 to 454. Now we're at 451. We saw the Qs drop immediately 6 points as well. So at this point in time, what would I expect to see on the SPY? What would I expect to see on the Qs? I would expect to see a slight bounce on back up just a little bit, right? Nothing too crazy. I'm not saying we're going to have a green day. I mean, hey, we could have a green day, but I don't think we will. I think we may see some buying out of the gate. I think we may see it move back up at the open into levels of resistance, right? We still have this downtrend. Now we can go back and look at some of our other prior levels now that we're below those, right around 452.71 on the SPY. On the Qs, 364.36 would be resistance here on the Qs. I would expect to see both of these open, push up a little bit, start finding resistance, start topping out, and then rolling back on over. Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen, but I'm not trying to sit here and predict the market, right? Hey, it's going to be a red day. But based on what I see and based on how we've seen the market move before, either A, it's going to be a very sideways day, and then tomorrow we start to see the markets roll back over, or we see the markets open on up, push up into those levels of resistance. We see clear resistance setting in, and then we can potentially see those markets start rolling on over for a nice downtrend day. That's what I'm expecting. But again, I'm not trying to predict the markets. So what do we need to do? Mark up our levels, get prepared, and wait for something to happen, right? So if we can see the Qs back up at 364.36, and yesterday's lows are holding the stock down as resistance, I would look to short the Qs. Now, if the Qs break and hold above that level, that shows strength. Maybe we need to think about calls back up towards around 370. So right now, we're just watching this 364.36 level here here on the Qs and looking to see what the stock does around that price, okay? With the SPY, same thing. I'm looking at that 20 EMA, but honestly, I'm going to take that level up just a smidge into yesterday's lows as well, right around 453. So again, if we come on up to 453, it can't break above. We see weakness. We see a lot of selling. I would look to short the SPY. But if we break and hold above 453, we would have room back up towards around that 457.50. And then I would look to go long. Have your levels marked up, get prepared, do your due diligence, and just wait for the trade to present itself. It's that easy. Just sit back. Don't do anything until the chart says, hey, trade me. And then we'll trade it. We'll simply react to the opportunity and we'll lock in some consistent profits. Okay. TLMD is a reverse stock split. Okay. So TLMD, it shows it's up 800%, 300%. That is a reverse stock split or acquisition news. TLMD, which one is it? Okay, acquisition news at $3 a share. This stock is most likely just going to sit sideways at $3 per share today. Okay. I'm watching Pfizer today, guys. One of two things. Either A, we see the stock continue to get held down by this downtrend on the daily chart, as well as the 20 EMA, and we see it get rejected, and we go for puts. We look to short this. Or this could be the point in time in which Pfizer, ticker PFE, tries to break above the downtrend as well as that 20 EMA. So I'm looking at it both ways. Calls and puts, right? Anything could take place. I could look to short the stock. I could go long, right? So right now, if we see resistance at the downtrend and we cannot break above that level, and if we can't break above that 20 EMA and we see selling pressure, I would look to short Pfizer here off resistance. But if we can break that level of resistance and hold above it, this could be the reversal. This could be that downtrend break on the daily, and we'd have some room up to $55 next here on PFE, okay? Roblox. I'm looking to possibly start dollar cost averaging in a little bit more down here around $60. Now, $60 is some pretty good support here on Roblox. So number one, from my investment standpoint, if we hold above 60 and we see 60 as support, I'm definitely going to add a little bit more to my Roblox long-term position. Number two, if we hold above $60 and we see that strong support, we could have a nice day trade back up towards around 63 and then maybe even $64 today here on RBLX. So I'm going to be watching RBLX above 60. Snapchat, I want to see it back up at 28, right? I want to see if we can pop back up towards around $28, right around 28.15. I want to see if we can, be held down below that 28.15. If we see a lot of resistance there and we can't break above, I'd be looking to short this one back down towards around those post-market lows of 25.11. We do have earnings tomorrow morning, so we may see some volatility here, right? There may be some movements in anticipation to earnings. It could just lay flat. It's already down substantially thanks to Meta's earnings, okay? I mean, this was stock yesterday closed at 32, down to 26, and we haven't even had earnings yet. Earnings are tomorrow morning before the market open here on SNAP. So with that being said, I would like to see it back up at 28.15. And if we come back up to 28.15 resistance, I would look to short the stock back down towards around 25.11. They're on Snapchats, okay? Again, you guys know the drill with Home Depot and Lowe's. Nothing has changed with Home Depot or Lowe's over the past few days. We're still looking for that trend line to crack as we're sitting right at resistance. So Home Depot has resistance at that 375. We have this slide uptrend. We see the stock below 375. If it can't break above and we crack this uptrend, that would be a little bit of a bearish flag formation. So still looking for possible puts or to short this stock on Home Depot. I haven't traded it yet this week, but this stock's been on watch since Tuesday, right? Still have yet to get an entry, to get a trade here on Home Depot, but that could take place today. And the same thing with Lowe's. I'm definitely watching Lowe's today as well for the same thing. We're right at 240 resistance, slide uptrend. If we crack that uptrend, we could start to see that bearish flag play on out. And I would look to short Lowe's as well. All right. What else? Disney. Anything with Disney? We have room back down to 139, which we're pretty close to that 139. We could actually see Disney bounce today right around 139. We have a slight uptrend on Disney, and we do have prior resistance right around that 139 as well. So we're coming back down into two key levels of support. I'm just looking at Disney to see if it bounces around that 139, but I'm not too crazy about Disney, guys. I'm just not too crazy, but it's something I have on a back burner that I'm just watching to see what it does around this 139, because who knows? Maybe I want to buy some Disney as well long term. I mean, it's off those highs at 203. It's down to 140. Disney long term, I absolutely love it, right? It's been beaten down pretty well. I mean, how low is this stock since those all-time highs, right? We are down 34%. Don't get me wrong. I would love it at 50% discount, 60, 70, 80, but we may not even make it that much lower. So we are coming down into some pretty good support on that daily chart here on Disney, not to mention some recent support, the trend line as well. So again, I'm just looking at Disney today down around 139, looking to see what we look like. And if it looks good and we see some strength, I may be adding some Disney to my long-term portfolio as well. And maybe we have some opportunity for a day trade, okay? Other than that, that's really all I have for you guys, right? I mean, penny stocks are very, very slow today. KAVL, we're watching this one. ZEV above 467, we're watching that. BCDA, I said $2, but let's bring it down just a little bit into that high from Monday, right around 195, right? Maybe that holds on up. Maybe we see some volume. BON looks like crap. SNPX for a mid candle. I mean, this one looks pretty good for that mid candle. And then BFRI for a possible mid candle as well. But I mean, across the board, it's a pretty weak day, right? There's definitely not a lot of great opportunity. But that's the thing, guys. As traders, we can't expect there to always be good trades, right? Sometimes there's just nothing in the market. Sometimes there's nothing happening. And if there's nothing happening and there's no opportunity, why are you trading? You shouldn't be. So with that being said, sit back on your hands, especially with these penny stocks. Now, again, I'm really going to be focused on the SPY here out of the gate, looking to see what the market does. I'm going to be looking at the Qs as well. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, what are you doing with Facebook? Nothing. You're not buying this dip, Josh? It's down from 323 to 248. I'm buying calls. Why? Well, because it's low. Well, just because it's already down, right, $70, that doesn't mean that's its absolute bottom. It can move lower, right? We have room down to 220, right? So use Netflix as an example. If you were the person, you were the trader to buy Netflix the day after earnings, just because you thought it was going to bounce because it was beaten down so much, you would have been buying this at 400 and it came down to 350. You want to be a buyer at 4? You want to be a buyer at 350. I'm not saying Facebook or Meta is going to continue to drop because every stock is different, right? But do not just come in and buy this because it's down $70. It still technically has more room to the downside. And go look at Netflix and use that as a prime example of why we are not just trying to catch a falling knife. Could there be some opportunity today with Facebook? Yes, there could be some opportunity today with Facebook. We definitely should watch it, but don't just buy it because it's down $73. Wait for it to set up. Wait for some confirmation here. Wait for the trade to present itself and have a good setup. Then let's take the trade, guys. Longevity-wise, long-term investment, I like it. If we see it down between 2 to 225, you're going to start seeing me buying some Facebook for a long-term hold as well, because this stock has been beaten down, and I do like Facebook long-term, right? So again, from those all-time highs at 384 to where we're currently at now, that's down 36, almost 40%. That's a nice discount on a good name company. I like Facebook. I like it long-term. Again, I don't want to be greedy. We may not ever come down the 2 to 220, but if we do today, tomorrow, I am going to start dollar cost averaging in to some Facebook on my long-term account. All right, guys. So that's what we have. As you can kind of tell, I'm a little stuffed up. My throat hurts really, really bad. Thank you, wife. Thank you, daughter, for getting me sick. Absolutely amazing. So again, bear with me, guys. I'm sniffing a lot. I might cough a lot. So again, just bear with me here today. All right, guys. But with that being said, we're all set, ready to rock and roll. What stocks do you think will be the best today? All right, what stocks do you guys think is going to be the best stock today? Do you think it's going to be one of these penny stocks? All right, do you think it's going to be a penny? Do you think it's going to be the SPY, the Qs? Do you think that's where the focus is? Right? Do you think it's going to be maybe with Pfizer to the short side off that trend line? Right? Do you think Facebook is going to have the most attention today because, again, it's currently down over $70 off earnings? What do you guys think is going to be the best stock for the day? Facebook off earnings, right? Just the broader market, looking at the SPY and the Qs. Or maybe one of these penny stocks that have some news today. Or maybe one of these mid-candle breakout stocks like BFRI and SNPX. What do you guys think is going to be the best stock for today? Jonathan saying the SPY. I can agree with that. BFRI over on YouTube for the mid-candle breakout. We got Facebook. Alberto says, we love you, bro. I love you, Alberto. And it's down there around those pre-pandemic levels as to why I do kind of like it, right? I do kind of like it there on Facebook. Again, let's see if it can hold on up. Let's see if we start to see some buying pressure. Let's see if it bounces. If so, if there's an opportunity, let's take advantage of it, okay? But with that being said, I think we're just going to see a random stock. That's what I think. Every stock that we talked about for penny stocks, I don't really think those stocks are going to have the best potential today. I think it's just going to be a pure random stock. That just, what's this stock? Why is it moving? And then boom, that's the stock that rips. That's what I think. The market's been very random. The market's been very just unpredictable, right? Very choppy, unpredictable, just very, again, random, right? So I think we're going to just see a random stock start to move on up, and that's going to be the stock that gets the attention for today. Ron says, sitting on hands. Yes, that is my stock of the day. The sitting on hands stock. The SITH. Sith. The sit hands. SITH. Sith. Sit on hands. So we're good to go. We got about 1:30 to go, team. Got about 1:30 to go. So we are all set. And we are all ready to rock. I had about a minute left. So again, you guys are definitely looking at the SPY, and we got BFRI for that mid candle. I like it. Let's definitely take a peek at those. That's where our focus is gonna be for the day. Again, we're all set, guys. 40 seconds to go. Sit. Sit. H. SITH. Let's sit hands. Sit on hands. So I do want to watch these mid candles. You know, out of the gate, I do just want to focus on these mid candles. That's where I want to put my focus to start the day, team. All right. So again, BFRI for the possible mid candle, and then SNPX for the possible mid candle as well. Looking at the SPY and the Qs out of the gate, the SPY has room to 453. The Qs, wow, that was loud. We have room to 364. And like I said, I would expect to see these bounce on up into those levels, get rejected, then start to curl on over back down. I do think we would have a red day today. Again, we are live. Again, patience is everything, guys. Sit back, relax, wait for the best setup. We are all set, ready to rock and roll. Right now, BCDA bouncing off that 195 here. BCDA, we have room to 210, 223, and then 255. So right now, this is the stock that has the most amount of volume right out of the gate off support. Let's keep BCDA on watch here, guys. OLB, I don't see anything here. The only thing that I see, Jake, is the little bit of a gap fill. Right, you got a slight fill of this gap at 191, but you have resistance at 208. So again, it's coming down to fill that gap on OLB on the daily chart. You could see a gap fill bounce back up to yesterday's lows of 208, but that's all I would expect to see here. Maybe about 10 cents to the upside there on OLB. AAVL was the break over 86 cents. This stock has a lot of room to 95 and then $1 on KAVL. Go look at those mid candles. BFRI. Go ahead and put some focus here on these mid candle breakouts. BFRI over 4. That's where I expect to see a good amount of volume move in there. How's SNPX doing? Nothing right now. SNPX, once this stock starts breaking back above 920, if we can, that's when I would expect to see some volume start to move on in there over on SNPX. But right now, BFRI looks to be the best. I mean, this is the better looking mid-candle breakout, guys. Again, over $4, that's when we could really start to see this thing take on off. So again, I don't want you guys being the guinea pig. Last thing I want you doing is buying this quick pullback and watching it dump. We've seen that a lot lately, right? But again, initial spike on up, high volume, last 3 candles pulling back to the 9 EMA. It's above the POC. It's trying to hold $2 as well. That's your first pullback on a penny stock, and typically the next big rip is a nice big rip to the upside, right? But again, I'm just like that. You know, what looks to be something that's good, that could have some momentum and get that curl and that leg on up. Again, penny stocks just really aren't doing their thing lately. Go check out the SPY and the Qs. So again, we do have yesterday's lows there on the SPY, but also resistance at 452, which is that 20 EMA there on the SPY. Pretty big gap down, guys. We're down about 3% on the Qs. That was a 3% drop from last night to today, so 3%. And then the SPY down about 1.6% on the day as well. Facebook dropping on off. Again, I like Facebook down towards around that 220, 225. Yeah, about 224 there on Facebook is where I like it. I'm liking lows for the puts, guys. Lows for the puts, lows for the short. Off that potential bearish flag, this is definitely something you guys should be keeping on high watch right now. Then I would say Home Depot's probably doing the same thing. Home Depot's right at that point in time where you could actually start to see this turn on over here on Home Depot. Resistance is 272.66. So as long as we don't break above and stay above that 272, dyslexia, my bad, 372.66, we could start to see this bearish flag start to play on out here, guys. So definitely watching Home Depot for the bear flag and looking at Lowe's for that bear flag as well. Looking to see if Lowe's can stay below that 238.56 level of resistance. Pfizer. All right, so again, PFE, downtrend resistance, 20 EMA resistance as well. If it doesn't break resistance, guys, which right now is around 54, you have some room to the downside on Pfizer, guys. You could absolutely see this get rejected and have a strong red day. And right now, it came up to the trend line and hit it this morning and then starting to roll on over here, guys. So if you like Pfizer to the short side, Pfizer doesn't look bad to the short side. Your stops would be over 54. Where could you see this come down to? 52.42, right? And then all the way back down into the 51s there on PFE. So PFE doesn't look bad at all to the short side. Don't forget about BFRI, guys. BFRI over $4. That's where I would think a lot of volume start to move on in for that mid-candle breakout. You do have room to 445 and then $5. So BBIG's level was 355. Again, I have not touched this stock because we have not broken and held over that 355. So until that takes place, I am not interested in BBIG. But here on DWAC, we can break and hold 80. That's where we could start to see some nice action here on DWAC. So over $80, we could absolutely see DWAC back up towards around 84.69 and then $90. DWAC is still on high watch for me as well, team. There goes BFRI. Right now, high watch on BFRI, guys, for the mid-candle breakout. Again, breaking over yesterday's close, $3.98 and then $4. Again, you have room to 430, 445, 450, and then you do have some nice room to $5 there. My goodness. Roblox having a nice bounce above 60. In Snapchat, I'd have to see it back up at 28 before I were to short that stock. Home Depot and Lowe's, nothing there yet. Disney's holding that 138 again. I'm just kind of scanning through and looking to see if anything stands out, guys. Again, we're only, 10 minutes into the day. We're only 10 minutes in right now at this point in time. And watching the SPY up towards around that 453, guys. That is a key level that I'm looking at here on the SPY. 453, and then 364 there on the Qs. All right, I think BFRI has some good potential here. BFRI, guys. Right now for that mid-candle breakout, it does have some really nice room to the upside. Some great room to the upside here on ticker BFRI. Let's watch this again. $3.98, $4. It has great room. That 440, 450 level here on BFRI. Let's see if we can get some volume over 4. Then the SPY as well. Watching the SPY here. So the only thing, we just do not have volume on BFRI, but I would expect to see that volume move in over 4. That's what we're looking at here on BFRI. Over 4. If we have some volume, definitely starting to see this thing make a nice move to the upside. The SPY right now, not really doing a lot. Still sitting back on the SPY. Has another room. Got another 140 to the upside before we hit resistance there on the SPY. All right. Right now, if BFRI is going to do it, it probably will start happening over the next few minutes here on BFRI, guys. So if BFRI is going to get that break, probably going to happen here over the next 2 to 3 minutes. It's going to get that mid-candle breakout. That's why I'm watching BFRI right now. I know SNPX is not doing a lot, but right now, this is that back burner sleeper play that has some potential. I just want to keep it on watch. I do not want to come back in a couple minutes and see it break 4 and had made its move to 450. For now, I'm looking at BFRI. See if we can get going off this mid-candle breakout here. It just, again, no volume right now. That's it. Just lacking the volume. But over 4, that's where I could expect to see some volume start to move in. Facebook still dumping. 239. Yep, it's down to 239. Still pulling on back. I mean, technically speaking, it still has room down to that 225, guys. And then looking at KSCP, has a little bit of this flag formation to it, guys. So KSCP right now, watch this stock for a break out of this flag. Back up the 1050, and then over 1050 here on KSCP, we could see this stock back up to right around 1070. But you got a flag right now on KSCP. KSCP starting to get that volume. And you have some room to 1050 and then 1069. Over that 1069, 1070 level, you have some room up towards around 1113. There it goes. There's your flag. Boom. Right up to it. Hit a high at 1068. Pretty much that 1069. Almost to the penny there. Not a bad little flag break on KSCP. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually shocked that this actually played on out and it broke. Because we have not seen that kind of consistency with penny stocks in like the longest time. So I'm actually shocked and surprised that took place. Looking to see if there's anything else, making sure we're not missing anything right now. And someone said PENN was having a good day. I have PENN. I'm invested in this. Oh, not bad. Not bad. PENN with some earnings this morning, 45 to 50. Nice. I own some PIN. How's DraftKings doing? DKNG. Are we seeing any sympathy on DKNG? Yeah, we're actually seeing some sympathy there with DKNG because of PENN's earnings. So again, PENN currently moving up off earnings, guys. From around 45 to 51. Not a bad little day there. So right now, the number one penny stock is KSCP, guys. KSCP, nice flag, nice break. Support right now, light support right around that prior high of 1042. The stock does have room to 1113. All right, some of yesterday's support, a lot of resistance as well. And then we could see it up towards around 1156 next. Let's see what KSCP is going to do next. If it's going to do anything. So right now, again, random stock. right? KSCP, I mean, it was a former mover, KSCP, but again, it was pretty random. It wasn't doing anything whatsoever in pre-market, and then boom, out of the gate, this is the stock that has the best potential right now at this point in time. It is holding above that 1040 level, guys. So right now, KSCP over 1040. Next target is $11.13. Okay, you have light support off that prior high, but you do see it wicking down towards around that 1020 level, and you have a slight uptrend back down towards around that 1020 level as well. So right now, I'm not in on KSCP. I'm personally sitting back and just waiting, but again, it is trying to hold on up above that prior high, above that 9 EMA. We start to see volume move back in. We could easily see this continue, break over the prior high, and then your next target would be 1113. Is there anything else going on out there? KAVL, no. ZEV, no. BCDA, nothing. BON, nothing. SNPX, nothing. BFRI, nothing. BBIG trying to curl here, but again, 350 to 355 is that key level of resistance that we have to break above. And watching DWAC for the break for that hold over $80.